What is up, you guys? So we're going to be jumping straight into part 2 of my Cavs franchise 2.0. So I made the decision to start Darius Garland over LaMelo Ball for at least a little bit into the first season. I just think it makes sense. Darius Garland deserves to start. LaMelo Ball hasn't really earned anything yet. Besides that, the rest of the lineup is relatively the same. I'm going to be starting Larry Nance Jr. at the 3, also experimenting with something. But LaMelo Ball will be our 6th man. Our 7th man is going to be Kevin Porter Jr. Derrick Jones Jr. is going to be our 8th man. Our 9th man is going to be Zach Collins. And our 10th man is going to be John Henson. Look at the rest of the lineup right there. And yeah, also I'm going to be sending Jalen Smith and Dylan Willer to the G League just to get their overalls up and to ease them into the league, so to say. So I'm going to be simulating our first, couple of games, first 10-ish or so games. We go 5-5. We go 500, so that's pretty good. Looking at some big wins that we had, we can talk about the first game of the season against the Detroit Pistons. They're not doing so good, but I mean, a win is a win. They drafted Deni Awudia. He had a very good first game of his career, but for us, Colin Sexton had 28 points. You see Andre Drummond pitching 18 points and 19 rebounds, 17 points and 6 assists for LaMelo Ball in his first NBA game. You love to see that. Maybe he'll be taking Darius Garland's spot sooner rather than later. Kevin Love, he had a not so good game, and Darius Garland pitched in 9 points as well as 8 assists on pretty good efficiencies, and that's the rest of the squad. So looking at the statistics for the first 10 games, Colin Sexton has leaned away with 22.8 points per game, 3.9 assists, shooting about 50% from the field, almost 40% from 3, and about 87% from the free throw line. Kevin Love is averaging 16 points, 8.3 rebounds, but he's shooting awful from the field. I mean, sub 40% from the field, 28% from 3. I mean, as a big man, that's atrocious. That's horrible. So yeah, we're gonna have to definitely improve those. Off the bench for LaMelo, 16 points and 6.5 assists as a rookie, and his efficiencies they're pretty good for someone of his play style, and also considering the fact that he is a rookie. Andre Drummond pitching in 15.8 points, 14.9 rebounds. Our experiment at small forward with Larry Nance is going good so far. He's almost averaging 10 points, just around 6 rebounds, shooting 61% from the field. He's not taking a lot of threes, and he's not really making a lot of threes. So, but I mean, that's still okay. And here's our starting point guard, Darius Garland, putting 9 points and 7 assists. Also, he's shooting sub 40% from the field. You don't really like to see that. Only 21% from 3. So, yeah, he's definitely going to have to up his play if he wants to continue to start for this team. But I simulated another, several more games. We're 32 games into the season. We were 17-15. I want to look at this blowout win we had against the Charlotte Hornets, where Colin Sexton pitched in 27. Andre Drummond had a nice 23-15. You see that all-around game for Kevin Love. He pitched in 18 points and 8 rebounds as well as 7 assists. Looking at another blowout win against the Miami Heat, Andre Drummond was amazing. Colin Sexton pitched in 25. Kevin Love with 23 and 8. You see LaMelo Ball getting his first triple-double of his young NBA career, 17 points, 13 rebounds, 11 assists. So, I'm thinking it's time to make that switch. Another impressive win against a great Brooklyn Nets team that has Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Andre Drummond with 24 and 13. Kevin Love with 23 and 13. So our big men did their thing. Kevin Porter Jr. had 14, but he shot horribly. And lastly, I want to look at this win against the Milwaukee Bucks, the defending champion Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis killed us with 41 and 12, but no one else really did anything. We had a nice steady impact from a lot of guys. You love to see that. 23 and 12 from Drummond, 18 points from Colin Sexton, 14 and 9 rebounds for Kevin Love, 12 and 5 from Larry Nance Jr. You see LaMelo Ball, even 11 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists on efficient shooting from the field. Zach Collins pitched in 10 points. Kevin Porter with 8. You see Darius Garland, all the way at the bottom right there. Only had 4 points. He shot horrible from the field, but he did have 8 assists. Looking at the award races so far, most valuable player, LeBron James is leading it at 36 years old in his 18th year. Great to see. We see LaMelo Ball right now is 4th in the Rookie of the Year voting. That's great. All-Star voting, if you guys are interested in that. We see Andre Drummond is 5th in the voting, so we could have an All-Star center. That's nice to see, but I still do want to move him, so I'm going to place him on a trade block. I don't know. I feel like he's just going to command a lot in free agency that I just don't really want to pay him. I mean, looking at any potential contract extension, he does say he wants to test free agency, and he does expect around 20 mil. He'll probably even get more than that, honestly. So I just don't think I want to do that. But as I said, I'm going to make the switch. LaMelo Ball is our new starting point guard of this Cleveland Cavalier team. I just think he deserves it. He's played well. He's played great, honestly, in his rookie year. Has that nice all-around game. And I simulated the month of January, and you can just see what he was able to do in his first month as a starter. He only averaged 13.8 points, but you see 9.2 assists. And his efficiencies have kind of, you know, they've been okay. You know, I mean, I don't know what to expect efficiency-wise from a guy who's 6'7", who takes a lot of shots, and who's a rookie. But looking at Darius Garland off the bench, he's improved. 13 points on nearly 50% from the field, 44% from three, and about 87% from the free throw line. So I'm thinking this is going to be his role moving forward. It obviously helps him. You know, it's obviously good for him. But all-star team time, we see Andre Drummond makes it, and now I think I'm going to look to trade him. I saw that trade from the Dallas Mavericks, and I'm really going to come back to that because I think that's a team that I'm going to trade him to. It just makes a lot of sense. Looking at our guys in Canton, Jalen Smith in the G League is putting on a clinic, almost 21 points per game and 8 rebounds. And then we can scroll down a little bit and see what Dylan Windler is doing for the Canton Charge as well. 19.6 points, and he's shooting 40% from three. You just love to see it. Both of those guys are playing fantastic. They're definitely going to be nice rotational pieces for us in the future. So I'm just looking at, you know, some team salary cap, specifically the Mavericks, because I did say I wanted to trade Andre Drummond there. We see Dwight Powell, he's making enough money, and they also have Tim Hardaway Jr. So they do have the cap space or the players to fill the cap for us to make a trade. And looking at the Bulls right here, because they have Al-Farouq Aminu. If you guys didn't know, we do have Trevor Ariza, who is on a one-year deal. I'm thinking a potential trade could happen to get them a year off of Al-Farouq Aminu's contract. So I do force that trade, but I do believe that trade is, I think it's realistic. You know, we're trading for Al-Farouq Aminu and a second-round pick. So essentially, the Bulls are giving up a second-round pick, to get a year off of Al-Farouq Aminu's contract, considering that we are going into that 2021 free agency. You know, it's a big free agency with guys like Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. So that's something to look out for. This is the trade I'm doing for Andre Drummond, though. You know, it's going to be Andre Drummond and Dean Wade for Dwight Powell, who you just saw. It's that the Mavs are looking to move on for him, and Tim Hardaway Jr., as well as an unprotected first-round pick. I thought that was realistic, so I did just override that trade because they were trying to do some wonky stuff. You know, it was just becoming complicated. But that's going to do it for that. You know, we're going to simulate to the end of the season now. We go 46-36. Giannis is your most valuable player, putting on nearly 26 points per game, 12.5 rebounds, and 5 assists, as well as 1.5 steals just about and 1.5 blocks. All around great season. Rookie of the year is James Wiseman, putting up 16 points, nearly 11 rebounds per game, and 2.3 blocks for the Golden State Warriors. Dennis Schroeder is your sixth man, once again putting up 20 points off the bench. Kawhi Leonard is your defensive player of the year, and your most improved player is Kristaps Porzingis. Coach of the year ends up going to Brett Brown, what we're just about to see here in just a second. Right there, the Philadelphia 76ers go 56-26. All NBA first team, you see it right there. All NBA second team and all NBA third team. We don't have anybody, which, I mean, it's expected. It's expected. All defensive team, I don't expect to have anybody here either. And all rookie team, we do get LaMelo Ball on all rookie first team. So you love to see that. Moving on to our team stats, player stats, excuse me. Colin Sexton led the way for us with 20.6 points per game, 3.1 assists, shooting just about 45% from the field, 34% from three. So his efficiency did dip down from last season. So we're going to definitely need to improve those in the offseason. Kevin Love with 17.8 points and about 9 rebounds did his thing. In his rookie year, LaMelo Ball, we'll see since the All-Star break, he did only average 11 points, but, you know, 7.9 assists, which is great. Shooting wise, he did shoot about 43% from the field, 32% from three. So, you know, we're also going to need him to get those efficiencies up also, if he wants to turn into a potential All-Star, perennial All-Star. Now, looking at Darius Garland off the bench, he much improved. You know, 44.4% from the field, 36.8% from three. Much improved from his statistics as a starter. So I'm thinking that six-man role is going to be his. Moving on. Now, looking at the rest of the team here, if you guys are interested in that. And now it's time for the playoffs. We are the 5th seed in the Eastern Conference going up against the Boston Celtics in Game 1. We take the first game. They take the second game. We take the third game. And they take the fourth game. And they also take the fifth game. And looking at Game 6, we lose to the Boston Celtics. But it's whatever for me personally. I wasn't really looking to make the playoffs. I wasn't really looking to go crazy in these playoffs. But we see right there, the Boston Celtics blew a 3-1 lead to the Milwaukee Bucks. But looking at the Western Conference, it looks like the Dallas Mavericks made it to the finals. So we have a Bucks-Mavericks finals, Luka versus Giannis. Great series, and Game 7, the Mavericks pull it out. So that trade for Andre Drummond was really a win-win, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, you see what was happening. They got a ring, we got a first-round pick out of it. So, a good trade for both parties. For the Mavericks, I'm gonna think that Luka Doncic was your Finals MVP, unless maybe Kristaps did his thing. But yeah, we see Luka Doncic right there as your Finals MVP, and that's gonna do it for the second year. Now we're going into this offseason. We could create some money to go out and make a splash move, but I don't know if a free agent really wants to come to the Cleveland Cavaliers. All around successful season in my opinion. As I said, I really did not expect to make the playoffs, but we did. We have Colin Sexton and LaMelo Ball, two guys who should be, perennial all-stars in their prime, as well as Darius Garland, who's looking like he's going to be a 6th Man of the Year candidate moving forward. Now, for this offseason, we're probably going to try to move on from Kevin Love and his big contract if we can, depending on what the trade market is. And I'm probably going to look for an upgrade at the small forward position. Larry Nance, it was cool, but, it wasn't really like what I wanted. But, I mean, yeah, that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. Please like and sub and share with your friends. I think this third season is going to be really good for us. I think we should make the playoffs once again. But, yeah, if you did enjoy, please share with your friends. We're on the road to 60 subs. And that's So Sports, and I'm out. Peace.